Most people over 60 assume all nuts are healthy, but a few common ones can quietly raise blood pressure, interfere with certain medications, or add far more calories than you realize. Here's the surprising part. Some of these nuts are among the most popular snacks in the world. They're in kitchen cabinets, trail mixes, and everyday foods people eat all the time. The truth is, nuts themselves aren't the problem. Many are packed with nutrients that support heart health, strengthen bones, and may even help protect memory as we age. However, some nuts can cause issues when eaten too often, especially after 60 when the body becomes more sensitive to sodium, inflammation, and metabolic changes. For example, a small handful of certain nuts can contain over 180 calories, mostly from fats the body must process carefully. Others contain compounds that may affect blood sugar or kidney health if consumed regularly. That's why knowing which nuts to enjoy and which ones to limit can make a real difference in your health. In this video, we'll explore 4 nuts that can support your health after 60 and 4 you may want to avoid. And the nut ranked as the worst might surprise you because many people eat it almost every day thinking it's healthy. Before we start, I'm curious, which nut do you eat the most? Walnuts, peanuts, or something else? Let me know in the comments. Best nut 4, almonds. Almonds may look like a simple snack, but they contain several nutrients that become especially important as we get older. One reason almonds stand out is their support for bone health. As the body ages, maintaining strong bones becomes more challenging, and minerals like calcium and magnesium start playing a bigger role in keeping bones stable and resilient. Almonds naturally provide both. Magnesium helps guide calcium into the bones where it belongs, instead of letting it accumulate in places like blood vessels. That balance becomes increasingly important for both bone strength and cardiovascular health. But almonds offer more than minerals. They are also rich in vitamin E, a powerful antioxidant that helps protect cells from oxidative stress. Over time, oxidative stress can affect everything from heart health to brain function, which is why nutrients like vitamin E are often discussed in healthy aging research. Another benefit many people appreciate is the fiber. Just a small serving of almonds provides several grams of fiber that can support digestion and help the body feel satisfied longer after eating. For the most benefit, try eating almonds with their natural skin. The skin contains additional plant compounds that contribute to their antioxidant effect. A small handful makes a simple snack, and sliced almonds or almond butter can be easier options if chewing whole nuts feels difficult. But the next nut on the list offers something almonds don't. A unique nutrient combination that supports both heart health and vision. Best nut 3, pistachios. Pistachios are often overlooked, but they offer several benefits that become especially valuable with age. One reason pistachios stand out is their potassium content. Potassium helps the body maintain a healthy balance between sodium and fluids, which plays an important role in supporting normal blood pressure. As we get older, the body tends to retain more sodium, so nutrients that help restore balance become increasingly helpful. A single serving of pistachios provides a meaningful amount of potassium while remaining naturally low in sodium when eaten unsalted. Pistachios also contain 2 antioxidants called lutein and zeaxanthin. These nutrients are known for supporting eye health because they help protect delicate retinal cells from stress caused by light and aging. Since vision changes become more common later in life, nutrients that support the eyes are worth paying attention to. Another advantage many people appreciate is their texture. Compared with some harder nuts, pistachios are often easier to chew. And when you buy them in the shell, the simple act of opening them slows down snacking and makes it easier to notice how much you've eaten. A small handful a day is usually enough to enjoy their benefits. But the next nut on the list is famous for a completely different reason. It contains one of the most valuable fats for brain health. Best nut 2, walnuts. Walnuts are often called one of the most brain-friendly nuts you can eat, and there's a good reason for that. They are one of the few nuts that provide a meaningful amount of plant-based omega-3 fats, particularly a type known as ALA. These fats help support the structure of brain cells and the way those cells communicate with one another. As we get older, those communication pathways naturally become less efficient. Nutrients that support brain cell membranes may help keep those connections working smoothly. Walnuts also contain a wide range of polyphenols, which are natural plant compounds that help protect cells from oxidative stress. Researchers often study these compounds because oxidative stress is linked to aging processes that affect both the brain and the heart. Another interesting feature of walnuts is that they contain small amounts of melatonin, the hormone involved in regulating sleep cycles. Since natural melatonin levels tend to decline with age, foods that provide a gentle source of it may support better nighttime rest. Because walnuts contain delicate natural oils, it's best to store them in a cool place, such as the refrigerator, to keep them fresh longer. A small handful a day can provide these benefits. But the next nut on the list contains a mineral so powerful that just 1 or 2 nuts may be enough for the entire day. Best nut 1, Brazil nuts. Brazil nuts may not be the most popular snack, but when it comes to nutrient power, they stand in a category of their own. The reason is a mineral called selenium. Selenium plays an important role in helping the body regulate thyroid function. The thyroid is a small gland, but it influences many processes that affect how we feel every day, including energy levels, metabolism, and even mood. As we age, the thyroid can become less efficient, which is one reason some people begin experiencing fatigue or slower metabolism later in life. Brazil nuts provide an unusually rich source of this mineral. In fact, just 1 or 2 nuts can supply the full amount the body typically needs for the day. Selenium also acts as a powerful antioxidant. Antioxidants help protect cells from damage caused by oxidative stress, which is one of the natural processes linked with aging. Because of this, selenium has been studied for its potential role in supporting brain health and protecting nerve cells. But there's an important detail to remember. Brazil nuts are extremely concentrated in selenium, so moderation matters. Eating 1 or 2 per day is generally enough to enjoy their benefits without overdoing it. Simple, small, and surprisingly powerful. But now it's time to talk about the other side of the story, the nuts that may not be the best choice after 60. While some nuts can support the body, others may quietly create problems when eaten too often. So let's take a closer look at the nuts you may want to be careful with. Before we continue, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to Senior Revival, where simple changes for seniors can lead to a powerful, healthy comeback. Bad nut 4, pine nuts. Pine nuts often appear in salads, pesto, and gourmet dishes, so they usually carry the image of being a healthy and harmless ingredient. But there are a few reasons they may not always be the best choice for people over 60. One concern involves how certain compounds in pine nuts may interact with medications. Many older adults take prescriptions for blood pressure, cholesterol, or diabetes, and foods that influence how the body processes these drugs can sometimes reduce their effectiveness. Another unusual issue is something known as pine nut syndrome. Some people who eat pine nuts experience a lingering bitter or metallic taste in the mouth that can last for several days. While this condition isn't dangerous, it can reduce appetite and make food taste unpleasant. For older adults who already struggle to maintain healthy appetite, this can become a real concern. Pine nuts are also high in delicate polyunsaturated fats. When these fats are exposed to air or heat for too long, they can oxidize and lose their nutritional quality. That's why pine nuts can spoil more quickly than many other nuts. Occasionally enjoying them in a meal is unlikely to cause harm. But the next nut on the list may create a different issue altogether, one related to calories and saturated fat that can quietly affect heart health. Bad nut 3, macadamia nuts. Macadamia nuts are often seen as a luxury snack. They're rich, buttery, and incredibly satisfying to eat. But that richness comes with a downside that many people overlook. Macadamia nuts are extremely calorie-dense. Just a small handful can easily contain more than 200 calories, most of it coming from fat. While healthy fats are important, consuming too many calories in a small portion can make it easy to overeat without realizing it. As metabolism naturally slows with age, excess calories can gradually lead to weight gain, and carrying extra weight can make conditions like high blood pressure, joint discomfort, and diabetes more difficult to manage. Another factor to consider is saturated fat. Macadamia nuts contain more saturated fat than many other nuts. While occasional amounts are unlikely to cause harm, eating them frequently may not be the best choice for people who are trying to protect their heart health. There's also a practical issue. Macadamia nuts are very dense and crunchy, which can sometimes be uncomfortable for sensitive teeth, crowns, or dentures. This doesn't mean they must be completely avoided, but they may be better enjoyed occasionally rather than as a daily snack. And the next nut on the list raises a different concern altogether, one related to blood sugar and kidney health. Bad nut 2, cashews. Cashews are smooth, creamy, and incredibly popular. They appear in snack mixes, stir-fries, desserts, and even dairy-free sauces. But for people over 60, there are a few reasons cashews may not be the best nut to eat regularly. One concern is their carbohydrate content. Compared with many other nuts, cashews contain more natural carbohydrates. While that may not seem like a big issue, it can matter for people trying to maintain stable blood sugar levels. As we age, the body often becomes less efficient at managing blood sugar, which is why conditions like prediabetes and type 2 diabetes become more common later in life. Foods that raise blood sugar more quickly can make that balance harder to maintain. Cashews also contain naturally occurring compounds called oxalates. Oxalates are found in many plant foods, but in higher amounts they can contribute to the formation of kidney stones in people who are already susceptible. Since kidney function tends to decline gradually with age, it's something many health experts suggest paying attention to. Another factor is how cashews are typically sold. Most cashews available in stores are roasted in oils and often heavily salted. That combination can increase both sodium and calorie intake more than people expect. Occasional cashews are unlikely to cause harm. But the final nut on this list raises a concern that many people never consider: mold toxins. Bad nut 1, peanuts. Peanuts are one of the most common snacks in the world. They appear in trail mixes, peanut butter, snack bars, and countless packaged foods. But there's an important detail many people don't realize. Peanuts aren't technically nuts at all. They are legumes, and because of how they grow and are stored, they can sometimes develop contamination from molds that produce substances called aflatoxins. Aflatoxins are natural toxins that can form when peanuts are stored in warm or humid conditions. In small amounts, the body can usually process them, but repeated exposure over time may place extra stress on the liver. This is one reason food safety experts monitor peanut products carefully during production and storage. Another factor to consider is the fat balance. Peanuts contain a relatively high amount of omega-6 fatty acids. Omega-6 fats are not harmful by themselves, but when they dominate the diet compared with omega-3 fats, they may encourage inflammatory processes in the body. For people already dealing with joint discomfort or inflammation, that imbalance can become more noticeable. And there's also the way peanuts are typically eaten. Many peanut products contain added salt, sugar, and processed oils. These additions can increase sodium intake and calories without people realizing it. Enjoying peanuts occasionally is unlikely to cause major problems, but relying on them as an everyday snack may not be the healthiest choice, especially when there are better nut options available. By now, you've seen that not all nuts affect the body in the same way. Some can support heart health, brain function, and energy levels when eaten in the right amount. Others may create issues when they become a daily habit, especially when factors like medications, digestion, or blood sugar are involved. The key is balance and awareness. Instead of grabbing whatever nut happens to be nearby, it can help to choose varieties that offer the most supportive nutrients while keeping portions reasonable. Even healthy foods can become less helpful when eaten in large amounts. A small handful of nuts is usually enough to enjoy their benefits without adding unnecessary calories. It's also worth paying attention to how foods make you feel. Everyone's body responds a little differently. Sometimes the best guide is simply noticing whether a food leaves you feeling energized and satisfied or heavy and uncomfortable. Small choices repeated over time can shape how the body feels day to day. Your eyes, heart, brain, and joints all work hard for you every single day. Giving your body the right nutrients is one simple way to return the favor. We're building a community here to support your strong, healthy comeback. If this helped you, I'd truly appreciate a like, and if you subscribe. Also share it with someone you love. And join me in the next video for another simple step toward better health.